One of the more troublesome problems to think about as a human is existence, the simple act of being. Why do we exist? Why are we here? What do I do with my limited time here? Age-old questions that have haunted us for a long time, probably as long as we've been able to ponder more abstract conundrums. It's often kind of hard to stay in that space, though. It's a bit overwhelming to think about purpose, intent, and eventual death. So it's really no mystery then that this particular thread of human curiosity dominates literature, art, religion, and yes, even video games. While most have certainly tended to take inspiration from early science fiction and look to larger planetary ramifications and entities to answer these questions, some have stayed closer to the personal and introspective, even if still influenced by these works and explanations. Vivi'S in Final Fantasy IX is, in my estimation, one of the few characters to truly nail these deeply frustrating and deeply human concerns, and yet still manage to send a philosophical message that is immediately relatable and perhaps even usable to the player. Early on, Vivi is simply bumbling through his life as a young child would, innocent, naive, confused, shy, and not yet awakened to the true wickedness in this world, or to the true beauty in it either. As time progresses and he begins to understand his origins, that he was created, like many others, has a limited lifespan, that his kind is being used as an instrument of destruction, Vivi demonstrates an accelerated intellectual development and a great display of character growth. Vivi struggles not only with his own purpose and identity, but with those of his fellow black mages. He flips from guilt, despair, and even near utter hopelessness as he questions whether he truly exists or not. Seeing his kind act as mindless automatons really concerned him, wondering what that meant for him and his people. The event with Black Waltz 3 genuinely changed Vivi, but nonetheless brought about even more pressing questions, many of which he would receive answers to after visiting the Black Mage village and conversing with a wise Black Mage, called Black Mage number 288. Vivi learned his lifespan is estimated to be about a year, despite Black Mage number 288 also speculating that Vivi might be a prototype and might live longer than that. Despite the initial devastation of this revelation and his anger later on with the Black Mages for trusting Kuja's obvious lies, it is really in this portion of the game that Vivi amazed me and that left a lasting impression on 15-year-old me. That Vivi decided no matter what the answers were to these existential problems, to what it all meant, that he was going to be there for his friends and fight for what he thought was morally right. That he wasn't going to be hamstrung or eternally inert because of the complexity of these issues. That action was right. That action was needed to stop Kuja. This turn marked a very real difference in him, from shy and passive to considerably more assertive in the face of danger and iniquity. His tale alone mirrored many of our own developments in life. I found the encouragement of action, the encouragement to hold on to those you consider dear above all else, to be more moving because of Vivi's development and origins. Coming from a character that had every right to be terrified, an awakened manufactured puppet of annihilation, every right to be furious, or perhaps worse yet, apathetic to the world at large, to isolate himself? He didn't. He embraced his friends in life, however short. And in years after, I kind of thought this saccharine sentiment might feel less weighty or a little too childish, but every single time I return to 9, the same feeling resurfaces. That Vivi's plight is one we all face. We all fumble through this world searching for deeper meaning and, at some point, fearing the end. But what Vivi's resolve reminds us is that it isn't helpful to dwell in those spaces, to cave in on oneself in fear of the unknown or the inevitable, that facing that abyss with your head up and fighting for what you believe in, that seizing the proverbial day, is what life is all about. Final Fantasy IX explored this simple truth in masterful ways, and its impact was felt because of the magnificence with which it was infused into the game in general, and into Vivi's central character and major developmental moments specifically. And while Final Fantasy IX ranks high for many reasons, these developmental moments across multiple characters, but wonderfully exemplified in Vivi, are what distinguishes it as a truly moving work of fiction. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. My Twitter is also located right below the video. This has been Andrew with High Level Reviews, and I appreciate you guys stopping by.